Hello everyone and welcome back to the C&D podcast. My name is Dan. I'm joined with my co-host Craig
Hello.
and special guest Phoebe.
Hello.
Because we are,
We're
of course,
returning.
we're back for episode 2 of Doctor Who.
Because the first one was such a success.
It, everyone listened to the first one, so we're back for the second.
Unparalleled views.
Yeah. Episode 2 with Lux. Episode 2's Lux. Yeah.
Yeah, episode 2, yeah. I think they've established that.
Nice. Should we give a rundown through the episode, what happened, and then we'll give our thoughts at the end, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember if it started with them in the ship going, "Oh, we can't land on Earth," or if it started in the cinema.
No, it starts in the cinema, right?
Hmm.
And yeah, they're like eating their popcorn, they're watching the news, and
The news?
yeah,
Were they
it's a
watching the
news
news?
broadcast.
Oh.
Yeah, because back in the day, you used to get like a little newsreel instead of loads of like they had some adverts and they had like a little news.
Oh.
They're watching the news, standard 50s cinema, and then he puts on the film guy puts on a cartoon.
Hmm.
It's Mr. Ring-a-Ding, and he's singing, and then we see like some light sort of come down from the moon, and then bounce off a wall, and then bounce off a pin, and then bounce off a teaspoon, and then it goes to the cinema, and all of a sudden this cartoon starts talking to the audience, and you're like, what's going on? He's like, hey, you there with the glasses, and then he like bounces out of the cinema, and then roll credits, opening credits.
Mad.
And obviously Belinda and the Doctor can't land, so not obviously. We don't really know what's going on with Earth yet, but basically,
It's not there.
my theory is that it lines up very nicely with like near the end of season finale. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It
something's
is the day.
happening.
I think it's episode 7 is the date.
yeah, so
Yeah.
so basically they can't land, and then
They're
the
putting up
place they get
like little tripod things, aren't they, to try and triangulate it or something?
he calls it a vindicator,
That's
a
it, yeah.
vortex indicator.
Yeah.
Indicator. And then they land in Miami. Obviously, they do a little get and change sequence, which I quite like, because looking back at some of the old Doctor Who, I do always think like you're not really fitting in.
Yeah.
And then there's always
Wasn't
been
that
that
the
thing
same
of
music they used last week as well?
oh, what this
Thought
week?
so. Oh, shit, yeah. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead.
Yeah, you're skipping ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was any music this time.
Well, it's the same song.
Yeah. They've got like a little theme tune for when they're getting changed.
Oh, okay,
So
alright.
I'm guessing Murray Gold is written for them.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, I
Is it
think Shooty looks really good in his 50s outfit.
Yeah, and you have to
Yeah.
be a real idiot to be like, I can't recognise that's the Doctor without him in.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's instances of the past where like the Doctor has gotten changed, like especially with the first Doctor. But then it kind of became this thing of like, oh well, he never gets changed. Anyway, they land in 1952 Miami. They get changed. Got the Vindicator. It goes bleep bleep, and Belinda's all like, right, let's go.
Yeah.
Then obviously the Doctor's like, why is that cinema chained up? And then they walk over, there's all these flowers, and he's like, this is weird. And Belinda's a bit like, yeah, this is weird, but let's go. And then they walk over to a diner across the road, and there's this guy here who's like probably too friendly for 1950s Miami towards these two. Like, I mean, they kind of mentioned the racial stuff. They had to mention it. I feel
Yeah.
like they tried to keep it like subtle so it wasn't stopping the plot. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that thing, and I also think because it's like white people writing the show. Let's be honest. So I don't feel like they've got the
Yeah.
experience to really write properly for it, but they tried.
Yeah.
And then they talked to one of the parents who
I think-
happens to be in the diner at the time, and she's all like, "My son went missing. And she's all like, I'll talk to anyone as long as you like turn a blind eye towards the fact that they're black or whatever. And yeah.
Yeah, I think both the characters were a bit too friendly. But then also when, sorry to get to the future, but when they have that fake out with the police officer later on, I was like, oh, okay, now it's kind of like they're actually writing it in the story. But yeah, both of them were sort of like, oh, I know it's against the law. I guess it was the law at the time. But we'll just ignore it because it's like 4 a.m. or something. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, it does hinder the plot in a way, but also you can't. Yeah. It's hard to write for.
Yeah. Anyway, they get a load of hints and tips about what's happening in the cinema. The dino guy is like, "Oh, that you can still hear the movies being played at night." And I can't remember the guy's name who runs the theater. They're all like, "Oh, is his name like Ryan or something?"
Oh, I
Should
don't
have
know.
rewatched it. Probably.
It wasn't Ryan.
Like,
Yeah.
like Mr. What's his face, and so they go in and they're all like, "Yo, how's it going? Why are you playing these movies?" And they're trying to like investigate, and he's all like, "Go away." Yeah. And they get stuck in the movie, and I don't know. then they're stuck in this like cartoony world. I thought like that was kind of cool, all the animation. But yeah.
I think the whole I really like the animation for this episode. Because it could have been awful, but it was really well done. It's quite funny watching the behind the scenes where they're just talking to like the 2D image of it, just like stuck there on our stick. They're like, "Oh, this is what it looked like. This is the height of it," and it's just like you have to talk at it now. That was good.
Yeah, because he's like comes out of the screen, doesn't he? And he's like talking to them before he like locks them into the to the screen or whatever. Yeah, basically he's a god. He's the god of light. He's one of those, and they're all like the harbinger thing is revealed again.
Yeah,
today.
I feel like Russell puts too much hype around them, and then because they're all dead in an episode, so I think other than the first one, or was the first one was just one episode as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, I guess it was 2 episodes because it was a 2-parter, because that was the anniversary special with the toy maker.
Was that a 2-parter?
Isn't it?
I don't think it was.
Oh, I thought it was a 2-parter.
No, I think it was just like an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, it's just a long one.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was just longer actually. Yeah. It felt like a big episode, but I don't remember it having a cliffhanger or anything. But yeah, I've always felt like they're always like, oh, you know, but they're always dead in an episode, and it's a bit like, oh, just don't waste your time hyping them up, like.
Yeah, you're saying like this is a god, so immediately you go, oh, this must be like an undefeatable character.
Yeah.
And then they're just getting defeated like that, and you're a bit like, well, I suppose the Doctor's got to defeat them, but like it's like you say, like, do they need to be defeated in an episode, or is it a case of got rid of them for this episode, but they're gonna come back? Because they do that all the time. Like the Daleks have never really been. They've been defeated, but then like not really defeated every time. Like if they're able to do that with something like that, like if we've got all these gods, why not just kind of send them away or trap them? Like they used to do that with the Master. They would trap the Master in a prison or whatever. There was one episode, I think it was like Tom Baker or Peter Davison. The Master gets trapped in this prison, I think maybe by the Time Lords, but then obviously he comes back like repeatedly. So like. Yeah. I don't mind them like bringing in these new characters, but then you've got to think carefully about how you're using them.
Unless they all come back at the end, like as a big group of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like an Avengers style.
Like Yeah. I
But
feel like there's been a resolution with like each of them.
yeah, I don't think they will.
Mm.
Which is a shame as well, because they are all like good characters. They're just like killed off so quickly that there's just nothing to be like hyped about.
They're not scary enough, really.
No.
There's
No.
almost not enough deaths. Like those people just got trapped in the film.
Mm.
I suppose that is scary, but it's not scary at the same time. Because if you go back to series 1, people are dying left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And that's it. And the same with
when there's...
yeah. Because no one died in this episode.
No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you could say the 3 people who didn't exist died, but they didn't exist. So.
Well, the cinema technician dies because he gives.
Oh yeah, he
life.
does get blown up. Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, so back to the story. They're trapped in the in the screen, which I thought was really good. I really liked how they were 2D and then like became more animated and 3D. That was really cool. I like that. And then how they were able to get through the reel by grabbing the top of the frame.
No integrity to become.
Yeah.
It was actually stealing the Doctor's regeneration energy.
What's that?
He was stealing the Doctor's regeneration energy.
We haven't got there yet, but I don't think.
Yeah, because they like gain emotional integrity to become more like 3D. So basically, they just have exposition between the two of them, and then they go into that world with the weird 3 nerds or whatever.
Yeah.
Just didn't really like. They did feel realistic, but they felt like such cliches at the same time. I just don't really care about other nerds.
I didn't mind it. I just felt like they were lingering a bit too long, and then when Shooty started crying over them, I was just like, "What are you doing? Like, they don't exist. They're not like." and then the music started coming in, and it was all like supposed to be this emotional beat for the story. I was like, I don't feel anything for these characters. Like, they've been on screen for a minute, and they're going to die, and they don't exist. Like,
You know what? It would have almost been better to have like that relationship with the cinema technician built up, because he's the one who really gives his life at the end. I feel like in the past, like I know I keep going back to series 1 because we just rewatched it, but like you'd have characters like Abe in episode 2 where she's like, you know, the tree woman. She's like really gaining this connection with the Doctor, and you're like, oh, that's a bit flirty. And then she gives her life, and then you're like, oh, that's genuinely quite sad.
yeah.
But instead, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a bit of it, but then not really. And you're just kind of like, oh, well, he's not got anything to live for because his wife's dead anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how they presented it. Instead.
And because he's like also been like, I don't know, feeding it energy by letting it watch TV, letting it watch the cinema reels. He's almost like he's got his like own guilt as well, because like he hasn't done anything, so like he just kills himself off, and it's like he's, you know, free of that guilt as well. And like you said, his wife's died, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So they managed to get out of the 3D world, or the film reel world. I think we missed a bit actually, because they go into the box room before they get absorbed.
Yeah, they have like a confrontation, don't they?
Yeah, with the yeah, and he's all like, oh, I have to keep feeding him because he showed me my wife once. And that was cool when his wife came out and she was like all black and white, and I thought, oh, that's really cool, and like, you know, but then she gets coloured, and I'm like, not sorry. That sounded bad. Oh dear. But then she gains like full colour, which wouldn't have been in the film reel because it was black and white. And then like, and so that it made sense when she started like that. Oh, you know, he's hugging his wife again. You get to see her. Maybe I guess it was like the representation of her becoming alive again, but she wasn't. So I don't know. I don't really understand that. I almost feel like it'd have been better if had she just stayed as a black and white, like, cut out.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a short part of the episode anyway, so
No.
I don't know if I cared that much, but I did prefer that effect. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think that, yeah, I think I would have cared a little more as well, because it'd been a bit more emotionally, like, sad that he couldn't hold his coloured wife, like she was always black and white, and that's like the best that he could get now. I feel like that would have been a bit more emotionally pulling, but
Maybe, I don't know.
so they escape out of the world, out of the film real world, and Lux decides that he wants the Doctor's power because he's seen how powerful he is. So he starts absorbing his power, and he starts growing, and then he just becomes 3D for some reason. Which I've never rewatching it, and also rewatching the behind the scenes as well. I don't. He like becomes 3D, and then by the end, when he gets the sunlight, he then becomes 2D again. I guess the Doctor's power is different. I think you were saying that when we were watching it, but
I didn't know if they were trying to say like because he's absorbing
the Doctor's
from
power,
a different source.
Yeah.
That it's like slightly different.
It's like
Whether
it's
they
3D.
just yeah.
But then they like give up on it the second he gets the sunlight, and he's like, "Wait, I'm 2D and I'm huge."
And anything, maybe he should have like. I suppose he fizzles away once he gets bigger and bigger, but it's almost like he should have just then fizzled into just one beam of light. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool effect that he was getting bigger and bigger.
It was a cool effect.
Basically became the size of the universe.
I feel like it was a waste of the budget to make him 3D, to then not make him 3D.
I also don't really understand how he works, because he was already the god of light.
Yeah.
Surely he was already originally in that form. Then he comes down to Earth. And what was his purpose? To try and get a body? Or was it just literally like, I'm going for a free ride to Earth?
Yeah.
I don't really understand his motivation, if I'm honest, because at the end he's like wanting to have a real body. And then it's like, oh no, he just wants all the energy in the world. But I'm like, how did he not have that already if he's the god of light?
Yeah, surely he would have like seen the sun on his way down.
Yeah.
He didn't just like...
He literally like comes off the moon.
Yeah. Yeah. I do worry about these plots sometimes.
I'm thinking about. But basically, like, yeah, the Doctor's like being used. He looks like he's dying, but somehow he's still got some regeneration energy. Who knows from where? And then Belinda realizes that the film is like flammable, and she's trying to get the matches of that guy, and then he's like run, and then he like blows up the whole place.
Yeah.
Although I think they've managed to get the Doctor out just before. Can't really remember. Well, he's alive at the end, so.
Yeah, I don't know actually. Yeah, he kind of just gets blasted onto the floor, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Because that whole back room
'cause
explodes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then Lux gets bigger and bigger, and then floats away. And then all the people that disappeared at the beginning reappeared, and it's all like lovely at the end. They're all like, "Yay, we're back!"
For some reason.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when he exploded the room, what if that film had been exploded too?
Yeah.
Unless someone like grabbed the film first, I feel like they should have.
And he doesn't
like,
explicitly die either. He just kind of disappears. So
yeah.
Yeah, why were they let free? Like, it should. I don't know. I feel like this episode could have been a bit more tragic, and
Yeah, it's not sad enough for me.
no. And then we finish off with them going back in the TARDIS, and I can't remember her name now.
Mrs. Flood.
Mrs. Flood's there.
Yeah, well, no, she's not in the TARDIS. She's
in the crowd.
1952 Miami. She's all like, "Oh, you thought that was good? Watch this." And then obviously the TARDIS is like gone.
Yeah, she's a lot more I say in your face in this series. Like in last series, she was like just sort of in the background.
He breaks the fourth wall here a lot more.
Yeah, this series she's been doing that a lot more. Yeah. Overall, what do you reckon?
Me?
Either of you?
I feel like I've spoken a lot already.
That's alright. How are you feeling, Craig?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. It was very much not really too many locations, which I kind of feel like you can't really get when you have a whole episode around a movie theater.
Yeah.
I liked the pacing of it. I liked the. I think I share your view where you think something's going to come and like the final's going to be loads of different harbingers.
Yeah.
But I feel like something that big needs to be not one episode. It needs to be the two-parter, which I think you said it is. There is a two-parter coming.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it. It wasn't. I feel like the monster was too easy to kill. Just blow a hole in the roof and I'm dead. Like
yeah.
for the amount of fear on the Doctor's face, being that easy to kind of defeat was just like, well, why were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, sorry. You sort of feel like Shooty seems to be scared all the time now. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like before, the Doctor would be a bit stony faced, and he'd only be scared if he was genuinely like, "Oh, this is a bit of a tricky one." Most of the time, you wanted to feel like he's a bit cocky and confident, but I don't know if that's because of the bi-generation or whatever. He's like kind of a new man. Don't know. Is that more emotional?
Yeah, it's overused as well. Like, I don't know. I keep seeing comments of people saying, "Oh, shoot, he's crying again in every episode." And like with this one, it was so unnecessary. Like he was just crying over about 3 people who don't exist. Like I don't know. Like just save it. Just save it for another episode. Why this doesn't need to be there. So that was a bit weird.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a directorial choice or a writing choice or a... Yeah, hard to say, isn't it?
It was clearly an emotional beat because the music came on and, like, you know, it was, like, meant to be there's something. It was nice when they came back at the end after the... Was it after the credits or before the credits? But...
Oh, yeah, it was, like, off mid credit.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Marvel movie, like,
yeah.
oh, we're back.
Oh, we're still alive, guys. So,
oh, yay! Those characters that I didn't care about are still alive.
So even they didn't die.
Yeah.
It's just
Poor cinema worker. He didn't. I can't even remember his name. That's how relevant but irrelevant he became.
Oh dear.
I don't know. I am enjoying it. I like the ideas that are coming out. Does feel fresh. Some acting that I'm like, oh, this is quite good, and I feel quite pulled along with the story. Then there's just things that like you start questioning. Whereas I think before, in the past, when I've watched Doctor Who, it's been a bit like, well, I could sit here questioning everything, but I've enjoyed it so much that I won't bother. So I think it's just sort of, there's too many niggles for me. sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, I think the episode was good. It was miles better than the last one. I feel like the last one was a bit of a, I don't know, almost a bit of a mess actually. Just like conceptually.
It's true.
But this one actually was like, this is the plot, this is what's happening, and like it was quite simple. It was good to follow. The villain was too. He was too hyped up, and he wasn't. Like you say, he was just too easy to kill. Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame because they had Alan coming, and I think his characterization was so good. I could have happily.
If
had
he
more of
came
him
back, yeah,
and less of the Doctor. I wasn't
Yeah.
super Linda. I don't know.
yeah. If he comes back, brilliant. I'll be up for that. But if we never see his character again, I'll be quite that's quite a disappointment really.
Yeah.
I just hope it's leading to something bigger. I'm gonna give this one a I can't remember what I gave the last one actually. Hang on, bear with me. It's kind of hang on. I gave the last one a 6. I'm gonna give this one a 7. It was an improvement over the last episode, but not that much of an improvement. Like still a few plot holes, and I feel like wasn't enough death. What do you guys think?
I think I'd agree. It's sort of 6 or 7 for me. Maybe it's a 7 because I think I gave the last one a 7 because I was being too like optimistic. So.
Oh, you gave the last one a 6.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah. Then
this is a 7. Yeah.
It's better. Yeah.
All right. And Craig?
What did I give the last one?
You gave the last one a 7.
I'll go 8.
8. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. A big juicy 8. There we go.
No, 7.5.
Oh, I can't do that. I just written it.
Alright, 7.5. Just cut it out.
Yeah, no, I ain't checking.
Yeah, 7.5.
7.5.
It improved on the first one, but
yeah, it's better than the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the setting was really good, actually.
I really like the setting. There's that one bit. I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes, Craig.
no.
There's a bit the bit at the beginning, the outside of the cinema. They had to they cut away the disabled access because obviously it wouldn't have that. So they like removed it, and then they found out it was all like rotten underneath, and they had to like rebuild the whole disabled ramp and everything just out of the budget.
Oh, right.
So they're helping the community as well.
Oh.
But yeah, that made me laugh. I was like, "Oh no, that's such a disaster if it happened on set." Like, oh, by the way, we've ruined your disabled access.
Was it a disabled access or was it just like wooden decking?
I think it was. I think it was both. It was like a wooden decking and it was like disabled ramp.
Yeah,
because the outside
probably,
was just
yeah.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah, the steps were nice though. I
Yeah,
feel like
that was a good location. Yeah.
I mean, you need a disabled ramp, but yeah, there was bits of it when they changed it, like because you could see the modern day building, and you're like, why have they made all these changes? The building underneath is so much nicer. But anyway, that's the. I think it was like Penarth Cinema or something, so it's their decision.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Should we end it there? Anything else to add? Or
No.
no? Craig?
No.
No. All right, fair enough. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks a lot for listening, everyone, and we'll see you all very shortly because we've got episode 3 to record. We'll see you then. All right. Bye. You got to say bye as well, Craig.
Oh fuck! Sorry. Bye.
Bye.
I think Craig's multitasking.
I mean, I don't mean Craig's here. I'm gonna be honest.